sharing her TB story. So I'm going to let Imelda introduce herself, and then we're going to have a little bit of a conversation with some questions that we've discussed in advance, and then we're open to questions from you guys. So go ahead, Imelda.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Hello. Okay. I'm sorry, I got emotional. Okay. Thank you for the warm welcome today. And my name is Imelda, also known as Amy in our dental community. I've been dedicated professional for in dental field for over 30 years now. And on a personal note, I'm happily married for 31 years to my loving and very supportive husband. And that is the one thing important to be able for the patient to overcome and to be cured with this tuberculosis. It's not easy. And we are proud parents of a wonderful son, Bien, which happened that he goes to LGIT. Very proud. Okay. As I stand before you all, I'm here today, not just a speaker, but I'm a living testament to the strength of human spirit and the power of awareness. Today, I want to share my journey with tuberculosis, a path that was fraught with challenges, difficulties, and ultimately led to empowerment, understanding, and hope to everyone, not just to the patient, our family members, to the community, providers, healthcare, and everyone. I just hope that here speaking in front of you all will enlighten and pick up something based on the patient's experience, not just as a provider, because provider it's given, it's given to give treatment, but sometimes a personal touch to the patient can help a lot. I just hope you will able to get something out of my, speech today. Okay, so my story started last March 2024, when my husband and I got into a car accident. We got into a very bad car accident that the ambulance had to brought us to a local hospital in Rahway. And because I hit my chest on the steering wheel, so the doctor ordered the chest x-ray. Chest x-ray came, I had trauma in my arms and every parts of my body, same as my husband because I was the driver. And the x-ray came, the doctor is kind of, she said it's kind of unusual on your x-ray on my my left lung. So they confirmed it by ordering a CT scan. And the CT scan came with a big cavity and a floating nodules. I haven't heard anything about that. So they isolated me right away, right after the car accident. And nobody explained it to me. I just got into a car accident that night, few hours ago. I didn't even get a chance to hug my husband, to hug my son, because it's a nearly death experience, car accident. So they isolated me at the hospital. Nobody explained it to me what they found from my x-rays. So they isolated me, and the infectious disease doctor came to my room. He said, I'm not even wearing mask. He said that no, you don't have any infection. And pulmonologist came also and confirmed that I don't have any infection, whatever that they suspected from the x-ray. But I'm expecting that they will discharge me, but the local hospital, I felt like I was held hostage for 3 days. Nobody explained it to me. I wish you can explain it to me because I will be compliant. So they put me on an isolated room with a double door. I felt bad because my husband, I didn't get a chance to hug right after the accident. I felt like a Romeo and Juliet. I was on the 3rd floor at the window. My husband is right there downstairs. I felt like I want to jump over the window just to hug my family, right? But whatever happens, I truly believe it happens for a reason. So the doctor said that they're trying to rule out the lung cancer, whatever they found on my lungs, on my left lung. So they recommended for me to have a bronchoscopy. But I make an argument with the hospital, the director of the hospital. I said, but I can do that outpatient. You don't have to, you know, to hostage me here, and nobody's explaining to me what's going on. Is there any new outbreak after the COVID? Why you held me hostage? Nobody mentioned about tuberculosis, you know, because it's not unusual. I've heard tuberculosis before, but nobody explained why they tried to hold me hostage at the hospital. And my son threatened, you know, Mom, I'm in my class, it's very, very difficult time that time because my son is finishing his finals. And Mom, you're the one who taught me to speak up for yourself. Why you let this hospital hostage you? You know, if they're not gonna release you, I'm gonna go to the police station and report them for, you know, it's against your will. Nobody explained to me. So, because when I asked the hospitalist doctor, she said that we're waiting for the Department of Health. I said, what Department of Health? What Department of Health has something to do with what they found on my lungs? So, okay, so I waited and I told the director, you better release me now or I'm gonna call media on you because nobody explained. I said, I called my boss, my staff, my coworkers. I said, if you can find me after this call, you know who to blame. Because I don't know if there's new outbreak after the COVID. I'm gonna be a guinea pig here? Someone is trying to kidnap me? Because why Department of Health get involved with this one? What did they find in my lungs? So anyways, to make the long story short, they discharged me and they said that I need to have a bronchoscopy. Anyway, to make the long story short, I've been to three pulmonologists until I did a research who's pulmonologist that does a robotic bronchoscopy. Because I did the research, I watched on YouTube about learning what is the procedure all about. It's very important for a patient to do a research, understand yourself, be advocate for yourself, and not just rely on the doctor, what they feed you, what they told you, will tell you, because you, as a patient, need to understand your body, what's going on. So anyway, I did a research, I found this very good doctor at JFK Hospital. He was a chairman, Dr. Kilol Patel. And yes, Dr. Kilol Patel. So he did a bronchoscopy. He never judged me. He understood what I've been through. So he ordered a PET scan, and he said I need to do a bronchoscopy to rule out if it's gonna be a lung cancer, tuberculosis, or pneumonia. Okay, so it just so happened I'm diabetic. So giving more what you call that, you give to, you know, for a PET scan, it can raise my blood pressure. So from time to time, I monitor my blood sugar, so, you know, anyway, and then, so my son's and my husband's worry is, what if it's a lung cancer? What are we gonna do? And I assured them, don't worry, I'm gonna get help. I'm gonna seek for treatment if it's a lung cancer. So after the bronchoscopy, here comes the judgment day. I went back to Dr. Patel. He said that it's positive. I said, positive that I have a lung cancer? No, he said, it's positive that it's tuberculosis and lung cancer. My husband was so happy that it wasn't lung cancer. So, okay, and then Dr. Patel said, see, I'm not even wearing mask because your tuberculosis is a latent or dormant tuberculosis. I kind of learned about this, right? There was two type of tuberculosis, latent and the active tuberculosis. I felt like I am a walking time bomb. Any minute it's gonna explode. I guess through the trauma, and my blood pressure went up, and you know, my adrenaline. I'm not sure, but I think that has something to do to make this TB positive. So anyway, after the bronchoscopy, I felt like, you know, they poked something from my lungs, and the doctor said I don't want you to waste time. I'm gonna refer you to Latimore Clinic. They're very good in this type of disease or whatever. So, and then I came here to get seek treatment. So, I would like to take this opportunity, by the way, to thank Dr. Amy Patriwala, my provider here, the nurses, Nurse Elaine, and I guess Nurse Stephanie left already, and the front desk for being patient. And I really appreciate Dr. Patriwala for giving her personal cell phone, because one time I got blood. And it's scary because it's so, thick blood. But I guess that's one of the symptoms of this tuberculosis. And she didn't think twice to give me her personal number to reach out anytime, and I do appreciate it. So the learning, that's why I'm here to thank everyone, your providers. So my lesson, or what I can give you all, is not just a provider, listen to your patient, give personal touch by asking them so you can earn their confidence. Not just give them medication, ask them their personal, how are you feeling? And assure them you're gonna be okay because you caught it on time, there's a treatment, we're here, we'll listen, because patient, we don't know what they go through, right? Because there's so much depression, financial, financial problem, work. I'm just blessed that my boss, all the staff, our patient misses me and gave me, a care basket, whatever makes me, machine, whatever that I need. And to me, that's one factor also. And my loved ones, I do, messenger, text my family in the Philippines. So it helps for a patient like me to be able to overcome and to make this tuberculosis journey successful. That's why I'm a true living testament, to everyone, and what to be ashamed of to have a tuberculosis, because you never know when you gotta get it. It doesn't discriminate. Because I experienced stigma about tuberculosis, because I don't want to say that they're uneducated or ignorant, right? But I guess through education, awareness, they'll be able to be educated and to expand their experience, their knowledge, right? So, to fight the stigma, the judgmental people, So, yes, that's why I'm here, because you never know when we're gonna get it. And as soon as I went back to work, I share my story. I don't know what to be ashamed. So my coworkers, my boss, my patients, they hugged me as soon as they saw me back to work. They misses me so much, they hugged me. They never let me feel that, I told them, you better let me finish my 9 months. I told Dr. Patriwala to extend it to 9 months instead of 6 months. I want to, so extend it a little bit. I just want to make sure before going back to the community, to our patient, because I care. I'm a very responsible patient. I don't want to give my coworker just to get paid. I don't want to go back to work and still, can give or transmit it to the patient and their family when they go home. So yeah, that is my story. I'm gonna share something to you. 25 years ago, me and my husband were watching TV, and there's a new, TV news that this little girl needs help because she has tuberculosis, and it's in the Philippines. My husband said, reach out to that girl, so I called my brother, tried to get the name of that little girl and the parents, and reach out. We sent money to help, because the girl needs help for her tuberculosis treatment. Who can ever tell after 25, 30 years, it's gonna be me. It happened to me. And I truly believe that whatever I experienced, getting tuberculosis. I never, I truly believe that it really happened, needs to happen to me because I can be an advocate. I can share to educate, because, people need to be educated. And, that way we can have a healthy community because everyone is aware, right? Because there's a lot of silent patients with the same symptoms but never seek for treatment, maybe because they're ashamed, because they will be judged. But if we assure them, if it's an early detection and treatment, you can you can get cured and treatment. And but it could also be fatally or deadly if you neglect it because it's a lungs, lungs, the airways is involved. So I've been gasping air, even 2-4 steps. I love walking, I like biking, but I can't even walk, because I'm gasping air and I can't breathe. I get annoyed every time my husband asking question. So can I just tell you, because I can't breathe. So that is my personal experience, and I'm here as a true testament to everyone. So please, my advice as a provider, not just, okay, what is your temperature, what is your blood pressure, whatever, just break the ice and give a personal touch. Hey, how are you? How's you doing? Did you call your work? Whatever. Cheer them up. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. So yeah, that is the only thing I can give you advice, right? So I'm gonna this is I'm glad I know your time is sensitive, right?
No, we're not. We're good.
Okay, just one lesson in life. I'm gonna tell you, okay? I kind of connected all the dots in my life. After the car accident, financial, my work, I worried because I was out for 6 months. My son and, oh my God, it's the two head of the family got into car accident. Insurance, fight with the insurance, the car, the replacement of the car. So I considered it's all the dots on the board, right? I put all the dots. This is the hardship, the financial hardship. This is my work. This is it. In the beginning, you won't understand why. But I'm a believer. And I said to myself, whatever happened, it happens for a reason. Maybe I might not discover it yet. But when I connected all the dots, I can see the picture. I saw the picture. What is the picture? That I will be someday a true testament, and I'm here an advocate to show and to share my story. Nothing to be ashamed of. Who are you to judge me? You never know when you're gonna have it, right? So that is my story. I just hope a good community, like a circle of life. You be an inspiration to others, not just because you're only concerned about your job. Be an inspiration and assure them you're gonna get help, you're gonna be okay, and you're gonna go back to your healthy life. And that's why I'm here, and this is my alumni. I graduated with my tuberculosis treatment with flying colors, and I'm wearing colorful because I am so proud. I told Dr. Patrawala, I met her earlier, that I'm back here. If anytime you need me, I'm always available. I can take off my boss. He was so proud when I told him I was invited here, and it's very important, right, to have a very supportive family, boss, staff, and people around us. I guess that's something to be thinking of, right? To establish or to work it out, And yes, we're gonna have more successful story about this tuberculosis. You're just TB. All right, so I hope you get something from my story. All right.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much for sharing that story with us, and I think I can already tell us the message is landing with people. I want to ask you just a couple of quick questions, and then we'll pass it out to the group to ask questions as well. What's one thing during your journey, your diagnosis, your treatment, that you wish had been done differently? What's one thing that would have made a difference to you if the healthcare system or through your experience had happened?
Yeah, like I said earlier, because when they held me hostage in the hospital, I just wish that sooner that they told me, because I can get treatment right away. And I didn't wasted time at the hospital waiting for something, and I don't know what we're waiting for the Department of Health. So I just wish that, because sometimes they're overkill, okay? Try to do a good diagnosis, test, exam, screening, so that way, we don't miss anything. I feel like I'm a walking time bomb, and what if I'm already positive and transmit it to the nurses there, and the nurses go home and share it with their family, right? So automatically, I guess, once they detected something from any x-rays, I'm asymptomatic, no symptoms at all, no mucus, no nothing. And at the hospital, they want me to cough. I said, cough what? I don't have nothing to cough. Do you want me to cough blood? So I just wish that they explain it to me. What are we looking for? And what they need, what they're asking. So that way, patient will understand, and I will be compliant. Patient will be compliant. That is the only thing. Overkill, but to me, it's ignorance. You're trying to do something, but you yourself ignorant. You're in the healthcare, you're in the hospital, and you don't know the protocol, what has to be done properly, right? So yeah, I wish that is one thing that it will change. That if you see something, I know you're ruling out, but screening right away,
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. I'm also curious, from when you were in your accident until when you got your definitive diagnosis of TB disease, how long did that take?
Okay, so March 2nd, car accident, and I sick for bronchoscopy after that hospital. I think March, April, I went to JFK, got a consultation, and doctor said that, he will order PET scan first, not to jump to conclusion, have a bronchoscopy, but the PET scan came and, still, I don't know, whatever the result was, and that's why he said, okay, go ahead and have a bronchoscopy.
Okay.
Because on bronchoscopy, they're trying to rule out if it's cancer and tuberculosis.
Yeah.
So, but, came.
So it was at least a month.
Just a month.
A month
Yeah.
between your initial X-ray that showed
Yes.
something and
From that latent tuberculosis to a positive tuberculosis, it took only 3 weeks. It was, it's like a walking time bomb. Any minute I'm gonna explode. Means to say I can be infectious, and
Right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then we talked about what was difficult and what was hard during your treatment journey. Tell us about what helped you make it through. You talked about Dr. Petrawala and being positive. What else were the tools or the things that helped you get to where you are today, now that you're cured and sharing your story?
Yeah. This is my experience, to be honest. Have faith. It's very important for a patient to have faith. Because I don't know other people, I don't know, it doesn't matter what religion, I respect everyone's religion, as long as you have faith that you're gonna get treatment, you're gonna get cured, and those are the factors. Yeah. Have faith, family members who are very, very supportive and won't let you, it doesn't make you feel like, trying to avoid you. To be honest, I'm gonna share to you, my husband told me, no, we can still sleep in the same bed. We never separated our utensils. They never let me feel that, okay, here's you, this is us, right? But guess what? After my treatment, they got tested, they're both negative. Right? So, but that is my story. But we cannot what you call this? maybe some other patient, it might be a different story, but mine, my husband, and that has been very good, and they're both negative. So, and of course, the providers, the doctors, the people around us, it's very, very important. And, you know, I use social media, I go YouTube to understand, to educate, you know. I think that's also one thing that you need to advise your patient. You know, sometimes don't take it literally, whatever you hear, you watch, you know, not necessarily mean you're gonna get it, but at least you have an idea, you know. So for you to understand it, it will be easier for providers, healthcare workers, because you're like working hand in hand. Patient understand, it's not going to be difficult on you for them to understand what are you trying to rule out, you know. So I think that's one advice I can tell, you know. Or give them flyers, whatever the factors, whatever, what to avoid, do's and don'ts, what is the best food for you to eat, boost your immune system. Go out there and walk, as long as don't cough and sneeze and run. Yeah, so, right, that's very important.
Great, thank you. All right, so we have some time left. Any questions for Amy from the group about her experience?
You have a lovely story, and it's encouraging. One of the things that you said that I recently just did, I went to go see a patient in the hospital, and I sat, you know, at a close distance. Of course, I had my mask on, but I didn't want him to feel like I was afraid or he had cooties, if you want to say. And I introduced myself, and I immediately went into the interview. And you saying you wish that the nurse, the doctor would have asked, how are you feeling? You know, this is a lot. It's a lot of information. It's confusing. I just wish I would have took the time to do that. So I just want to say thank you for sharing your story, because that's gonna stick with me, instead of just going straight in to do, you know, my interview, and so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. At least we learned something, we gained something from my experience. Yeah, break the ice. It's not has to be a stereotype, you know, straight to the point. Okay, you know, just ask them. It's only gonna take 1 minute. You know, how are you? How's your family? Hope they're okay. You know, and share your smile. Smile is free. Don't be stingy. Give it. Okay, smile, because you're making them feel comfortable, because they're already experiencing difficulty breathing. And plus, if they see the providers or nurses or the staff, you know, kind of, or sometimes I understand that you're also trying to be careful, you know, because you're going home with your family, but me, automatically I understand. You don't have to worry about me. I will do, you know, you don't have to tell me, I will do it automatically. But other patients, they need to know also, you know, just talk to them nicely and be friendly. Not, just talk to them about life, you know, the weather is nice, beautiful, right? And then you go to whatever you have to ask, right? Dr. Patroella, thank you so much. I did mention I really appreciate, and you know, all the help. I graduated with flying colors. I'm wearing it. Thank you so much. Without doctors like Dr. Patroella, the staff, the front desk, everyone, I appreciate. And you gonna be our future or existing provider who see patient, you'll be a big help. Okay? So thank you so much.
Any other questions? Oh wait, one more. You're not off the hook yet.
Hi,
Hello.
thank you for your testimony. That resonated so much, not only with me, but for everyone. So I know you had a negative first meeting when you entered the hospital, but how was your relationship with your case manager? Was it different?
From the hospital,
Like when you were discharged?
actually, it wasn't, if I can sue, I can sue. I recorded all the conversation, but it's okay. Because I just take it like as a learning, Maybe they don't see that's the problem. They don't know how to handle cases. And I think they're overkill, calling Department of Health. It has to be patient, doctor, whatever. It has to be hand in hand. Don't try to, hide it from us, because at the end of the day, still the patient need to be aware, right? So yeah, I just brush it off. It's okay. As long as, I seek help, I get cured, and, now I'm here living, sharing my true to life story to everyone. And that's my main goal, is to be, to earn awareness and understanding the community, patient, our loved ones. Yes, that's the most important thing. Believe me, more and more patients can come out, because you break the stigma of, you never know when you're gonna have it. So, but if some patient, they're silent, even though they have this symptoms, coughing, losing weight, so at least they know what are the pointers or things to know if you have these symptoms. It could be tuberculosis, it could be pneumonia. So educate them. Even the ordinary people or patient is very important. And also the family members has to be involved in this, not just the patient. Because of course the support will be coming from family members.
I just wanted to say thank you. I report cases all of the time. I never see patients. And I'm just so thankful that my organization could have supported you that way. So I thank you. Thank you for sharing. We don't get to see that side. I send the paperwork and then you guys take care of them. And so thank you. I'm gonna go back to work now on Monday feeling like I'm doing, right, that there's an outcome. So thank you.
Yeah, and if we're open-minded, you can say that, oh, I've been in this practice for so many years, I know everything. No, you need to listen, whatever you can, get something from it, keep on piling. Hey, okay, got it. So then we can make a book, we can make a lot of chapters with, all these stories. And I think we're gonna have a very successful treatment for our patient. Believe me, faith, family members, providers, and the willingness of the patient. That's why I asked Dr. Patwala and the nurses, how could this patient non-compliant? Because we're here, we get a free treatment, and the only thing they have to do is to take this medication daily, do everything for them to get cured. Why they don't want to help themselves?
Yeah.
So that is my question. So, but I said to them, I'm not going to give you a hard time. I want to get cured. I want to go back to work. Okay.
I have one thing. I was just
Yeah.
thinking about it. Thank you for sharing your story. Really, really meaningful. It really puts a lot of context to this, all the lectures we've been getting. I know in your case you had a car accident, and thank God you and your husband saw through the accident. But I know as far as the latent TB, you have no idea about the exposure, where it happened, or how. Do you remember anything prior, traveling? I was just thinking about the.
Yes, thank you for asking that. Actually, I just learned that because coming here in America, right, to be an immigrant, we go through medical clearance, everything, all the tests. I passed the test, they took an x-ray, whatever. And I since I came here in 1995, I worked in a dental field. already, and they require a TB test.
Okay.
And I go for my annual physical, no reporting that they saw something on my chest. So it just so happened that car accident, but I know for sure it didn't happen overnight. It's been there. But I learned that, born outside the country, like a third world country, most populated country, so there's a dormant, it's called latent tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is there in your system, but it's not contagious. You have, but negative, it's not contagious. But mine, I went to that transition from latent to active, contagious,
And
yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of stress going on too, the stuff going on that could have made it.
Actually, I thought about that there's some factors that, it triggers to that tuberculosis to be a full-blown infectious tuberculosis because of the stress. I was so in a high stress because of the car accident, thinking of all these million problems in me, especially financial, two head of the family, out of,
Yeah.
so, but God is good. I know at the end of the tunnel, there's always a light, and that's my thinking, and that's my faith, and it helps a lot. And sure enough, I'm back. Everyone misses me. I told him, you better not let me come in because you need me. Because instead of you guys, I told my boss and my coworkers that instead of you get excited to see me, you probably run away from me because you don't want to hug Amy because Amy, But you know what? They assure me, hey, of all the people who are safe to be with is Amy because she's filled with antibiotics in her system. I've been taking antibiotics, like how many antibiotics? So, yes.
I have a question. Did you have any side effects from the medications that you were taking?
You know what? Taking rifampin, right? The red one. Sometimes I feel nauseous, but it's okay. I still need to take it. I have to take it. I will not argue with that one because my body needs it. So I try to understand my body. I need to eat a little bit. So there's something because antibiotics is very strong. So they said, it's good to take it empty stomach, whatever. But if it didn't work that way, I eat something and it works. So I finished the whole 9 course of antibiotics. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So far, so good. I've been to medical doctors and they test my kidneys, my liver. I am so blessed, to be honest. I am so blessed.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Amy? Dr. Peshwal, anything you wanted to add? No? Yes, well, I think.
She's the star.
Exactly, I agree with that.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, guys. I just hope you learned something or you got
Yes.
something from me. Yeah, because patient, family members, healthcare workers, doctors, staff, the front desk also. Because before the patient see the medical doctors has to be the front desk first. So give your smile. Even behind your back, you said, okay, wash my hands. As long as don't,